So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about spotlights on San Antonio holiday tour. This is December 4 to 8, 5 days, 5 meals. And San Antonio is a magical spot any time of year. The last time I was there for a holiday was actually Halloween and the Riverwalk, and it's such a family-oriented town that it was magical. Now, we are going for one of the biggest holidays celebrated in the area, of course, is going to be Christmas time, and the Riverwalk comes alive. But what I love about this trip is it's much more than just San Antonio. You have the Texas Hills as well in here. And I know on many of the trips that we always have the highlights, so we know about the Riverwalk and the Alamo and things like that. What I find to be really the special things are the ones that you aren't expecting, the things that maybe you don't know. So if you haven't been to the hill countries or some of that, that's what makes this itinerary so special. And nobody could do a better job of explaining it than Tracy from Colette. So we're going to have her go ahead and share a little more on this particular trip for us.
Thank you, Brett. So again, thank you. My name's Tracy O'Neill. I am the local rep, and I work very closely with Friendship Tours on some of the different Colette branded trips throughout the country. We're going to be showcasing today our December 4th through 8th holiday tour in San Antonio. It's a nice 5 day trip, so I'm not going to keep you here long. This is a pretty easy, quick, self explanatory single hotel stay tour. So you're staying in one spot in San Antonio for 4 nights. Nice and easy. You can actually use the furniture in your hotel room, which is fabulous. You will be staying at the Westin Riverwalk Hotel, which is located right on the fabulous Riverwalk. You're going to get to see some of the pictures of that area when I go through the presentation, but it is a fabulous location. And as Brett mentioned, going during holiday season is just a whole different atmosphere and look to the area. It is going to get you in the holiday mood. You're going to be able to hopefully pick up some souvenirs, some trinkets, maybe get some presents checked off the list for your family members and loved ones. So, the mobility level on this tour is nice and easy. It's a level two. We go the highest level being a level four. This is a level two. There is some walking in San Antonio. We go to the missions, which date back to the 1700s. So, it's not necessarily very friendly to a walker and things like that. So, we list it as a level two. You should be able to walk about 30 to 45 minutes and you'd be safe on this. Most of our travelers that travel with Colette are retirees. So, we do try to make our tours as leisurely as possible. Air is included on this tour out of Bradley, so we'll be providing transportation from Bradley. Once you arrive into San Antonio, you will be brought right to your hotel at the Westin, right on the Riverwalk. So nice and easy. We'll welcome you to the fabulous city. Your tour manager will give you a little orientation and we will have a little welcome drink to kind of get everybody situated, get you in the mood. We don't have too much planned that first day just because we never know with flight schedules if there's any delays or anything like that. But your hotel is nicely situated so that you can easily walk around the Riverwalk, get a bite to eat, and then still have that nice orientation with the tour manager just to kind of go over the few days to come and answer any questions that you may have. So it's a nice little welcome reception for all of our travelers. The next day, we've got lots to see and do. And San Antonio is very rich in history. So we want to take you. This is to a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This is the Mission San Jose. It actually dates back to 1720. We'll take you through the intricate architecture of this mission, just the layout of it, teaching you about the history of this historic site. And probably one of the most iconic sites in all of San Antonio is going to be the Alamo. So we will head over to the Alamo. I know people think it's going to be this monstrous building. It actually isn't. That's that the picture of the Alamo that you see on your screen in front of you. Some people are like, "Really?" That it but the history's rich. You find yourself when you're walking through the Alamo start singing Davy Crockett, and you'll learn all about these brave men who tried to ward off the Mexican army. So you'll learn all about the battle that took place, the Battle of the Alamo. And then from there, we are going to give you some time to walk through the famous El Mercado, which is a kind of Mexican marketplace, great area to buy your Christmas presents, your souvenirs, rich in Mexican history. And we'll take you through to get to do a little bit of shopping and some sightseeing and all of that. The fun doesn't stop there on this day, though. You will see as the sun goes down that everything is going to start being lit up with Christmas lights and get you in that holiday spirit. And we have included for you a cruise down the river. So, taking in the beautiful festive lamps, they've got lanterns, thousands of lanterns that line the Riverwalk, all of the different restaurants with their decorations up and getting you in the holiday spirit. And then that evening, we do have dinner included at the King William's Historic District. It's at a restored convent. So it's a really unique dinner location. And again, just great food featuring the flavors of the area. We overnight in San Antonio, right in those heavenly Westin beds. And then the next day, we have a full day taking you out to the National Museum of the Pacific War. So this is a first class museum that we're going to take you to. Um, Really, the history you see right on the screen, taking you back to 1941 and the Museum of the Pacific. From there, we will head over to Fredericksburg. So not only are we doing San Antonio, but we want to take you into the countryside area as well. Fredericksburg has very German roots to it. So you will even see some of the locals actually speaking German as their first language. A lot of fun here. They're known for their German souvenirs, so you can pick up some stuff to bring home. But it's just a really quaint little countryside town. We'll give you an opportunity to just walk around, do a little bit of shopping, enjoy the architecture of the area. And then we will bring you back to San Antonio. And that evening is on your own to kind of just walk around, enjoy the ambiance of the Riverwalk, go to a local restaurant. The tour manager is on hand for some suggestions. Included when you travel with us on this trip, I don't know how savvy everybody is that may be traveling with us, but we do actually include an Uber gift certificate. So if you did want to go to a little bit of the outskirts, you're right on the Riverwalk, but if you did have something that you maybe wanted to go see that was a little bit outside of town, we do include a $25 voucher per person Uber. So you can, go off on your own that evening if there was something that you wanted to see and do that was a little bit outside of the area. Personally, when I was there, I did not leave the Riverwalk. It has such a great feel and ambiance to it that it's such a joy to just kind of take a leisurely stroll, walk around, stop in at the different restaurants, have a drink, and then just easily stroll right back to your Westin hotel located right there. We overnight and we've got more fun included for you on day 4. You have a choice of how you want to experience it. And let me tell you, if you're sick of your husband at this point, or your wife, or your traveling companion, by all means, you could do one choice and your traveling companion can choose another. You don't have to stick together if need be. If you have different interests, you can absolutely separate and then convene back together after the sightseeing is done. So you see on the screen, you have the South Texas Heritage Center tour, or you have the San Antonio Botanical Gardens tour. So depending on what your interests are, the South Texas Heritage Center, this is dedicated to the history of San Antonio and to the people and the land and the lives that have shaped the land. So they've got an interactive museum. You get to go inside, all different exhibits, and just really learning about the history of San Antonio and the Texans that established it. Otherwise, for those of you that love flora, you can head on over, transportation included with a guide, taking you over to the San Antonio Botanical Gardens. 33 acres This area covers all different type of flowers, flora, absolutely gorgeous. And of course, they have beautiful weather. So it will be fine in December. You'll probably be, it can get chilly at night, but San Antonio in December, probably in the 60s somewhere. So much nicer than what you'd be experiencing here in Connecticut. And then we're going to take you out to an area called Pearl District. This is a really cool cultural hub of San Antonio. It was rebuilt. It's got a lot of different cool bars and restaurants and funky little boutique shops for our travelers to just kind of walk around and do a little bit of shopping. The afternoon's on your own. So if you just want to go back and relax at the Westin, or you want to head over to the Riverwalk and, take in a little bit more sightseeing and shopping, totally up to you how you want to spend that last afternoon. But that evening, we do have a farewell dinner included for our travelers. So you have quite a few meals included. Dinner this evening will be a toast to hopefully the new friends you've made and the wonderful scenery and sightseeing you got to experience on this tour. Again, it's 5 days. It's a nice little getaway from the cold of Connecticut. San Antonio, rich history, wonderful shopping for the holidays, and get you in that holiday spirit. Honestly, it's not just about, checking off the list of who you need to shop for. Hopefully, seeing the Riverwalk all decorated will get you in the holiday spirit. So that pretty much sums up this 5-day tour. I have a short little video. Hopefully the sound works. If it doesn't, Brett, let me know and I'll have to just restart it. So here we go.
How many times have you told yourself, someday, someday you'll travel to that special place, the place you've spoken about, dreamed about. It's so close, you can almost feel it. The warmth of the sun, the sound of music you've never heard before, the discovery of a new flavor. Today isn't like any other day. Today is the day where you set off for new horizons. Stop waiting for the perfect time and make this time perfect. This is your trip of a lifetime. Someday you'll travel to that special place. Your someday is here.
So again, we call it a ski trip, SKI, spending your kids' inheritance. So someday is here. If you want to go out and see these sites, please join us. Getting out, getting yourself to San Antonio, enjoying the holiday spirit. You deserve it. You've worked hard, and we hope you join us on this great trip. So I'm going to turn it over to Brett and Barbara, who will kind of go over the logistics of this tour.
Perfect. Thanks, Tracy. Really appreciate it. You'll see on the screen right now is the flyer that's on the website. If you go to friendshiptours.net and you click on fly, it looks like a little plane and it'll bring up all the different tours and you'll see San Antonio right there at the end of the list, right? Because this is going to be December 4th through 8th at the end of 2024. It's a great way to close out the year. I absolutely love San Antonio. For those that haven't been there before, a couple things that you want to note is San Antonio has an amazing food culture. So it's a combination of course, wonderful Mexican food, Arcana, like all the Texas things that you think of. But believe it or not, the food truck movement is really, really big and alive. There's also a wonderful music scene that's there. So we are staying, as Tracy said, right at the Westin. It cannot be a better location That evening on the canal cruise, when you're along Riverwalk, is really, really special. It's a great way. The canals are actually quite big. You can actually walk around all different parts, and they go up and down different stairs. What's nice on that cruise is you actually visit different parts of it. So it's a great way to see that. For deposits, you'll see that it's $1,000 per person. So you'll see on the right side of the screen, you'll see the deposit. That is going to be due on by no later than May 1. Final payments on this is September 4. You'll see for your reservation, you're going to call us at our office, 860-243-1630. Barb can help you, but many of us in the office can help you as well. And I saw some of the questions. This is exactly how you would go about doing it if you want to find the flyers right on the website, and Barb will give you all that information. What I'd love to do is just open up. Barb, do you have anything to add in?
Yeah, I did. I just wanted to remind everybody that on both of these tours, there is an early booking discount. And on the Music Cities, it's $100 if booked by February 1st. And on the San Antonio, it's also $100 if booked by May 1st. So get hold of those early bookings. Spaces do fill up quickly on both of them. And I'd be happy to answer any of the questions that you may have on these. Or I know Tracy showed that great video that had some other destinations that Colette does. I've worked with Tracy for 20 of my 30 plus years with in travel. And if you see a Colette that's not on here, let us know. I'll be more than happy to help you out with that as well. But these two are fabulous, and I would love to see that Riverwalk. It just looks absolutely amazing, all lit up in the evening.
So one of the nice things on both of these tours is they are fully tour directed, of course, with the wonderful staff at Colette. And then we will have our staff traveling with you on all of these to help for the entire part going through the airport portion. And I know actually on our call this evening, we have one of our tour directors, which is Eve. And Eve just got back from doing a wonderful program to Iceland, which we were able to do with Colette. And I know, Eve, I think you wanted to say something real quick, and we'd love to have you do that. You're able to unmute yourself and share your
Do
experience.
you want me to turn this share screen off, or
Sure.
is it okay to have this?
We
Okay.
can turn it off, and then we'll also
Okay.
open up to any questions that anybody might have.
So I wanted to just tell Tracy and everybody that's on this call, and there is one of our passengers that was with me when I did Iceland in December with Colette. And Tracy, I have been in the business since 1980. I have traveled, and my companion that went with me when I escorted the tour to Iceland has traveled with me. By far, this was one of the best tours I have ever taken. Our tour manager, Copy, was absolutely amazing. Everywhere we went, he was on it. Every hotel was lovely. Every meal was spot on. We did see the Northern Lights, which was what everybody had dreamed to see. And he made it happen. He and the bus driver made it happen that we saw those Northern Lights, and everything else we saw, it was amazing. So I will swear by Colette for a long, long time. And I was very, very pleased to be able to travel with Colette. That's all I want
to hear. Thank you for sharing that.
Awesome. So that's always when we're looking to partner up, we obviously want to make sure that we're giving you the same trips that your experience with Friendship Tours, what you're used to. Eve leads many of them. We always have a wonderful time. I know by looking at this call how many wonderful travelers who travel all the time with us. We appreciate you guys very, very much. It's great having you here in the new year.